So, I've had an idea. I just want to point out that my ideas are pretty ambitious, and for someone like me, they probably won't work, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. We're back at the model railway build project. It's looking fantastic so far. I've started adding a bit of detail, but that is not what we're talking about, no. Today I'm doing something that I've never actually done before, but it's something I've always wanted to give it a try, and hopefully it would work. So, as you guys know, that apart from the Flying Scotsman, my all-time favourite steam engine classes are indeed the Bullied Pacifics. I love Bullied Pacifics. I love how they run, I love how they look, and I love how they sound. I like how they sound. Which got me thinking. Hold on, Oliver, you haven't actually explained what it is that I'm doing today. So what are we doing? But like I said, I love Bullied Pacifics. Now, out of all the Bullied Pacifics, there's one in particular that is very special and dear close to my heart. And the name and number of this locomotive is number 34016, Bodmin. Now, Bodmin is really special to me. Now, the reason for that is that most of you who don't know, when I was a very small kid, my dad took me to the watercress line for the very first time, and seeing Bodmin was the very first active steam engine I ever saw. Because my dad had all the old documentaries when steam engines were around, and I never actually saw a steam engine. And bear in mind, I was very young back then. So when I was young, my dad took me down to the watercress line for the very first time, and that's when I saw a live active steam engine for the first time with my own eyes, and that engine happened to be Bodmin. So I guess in a very charming but kind of a weird way, Bodmin was my very first steam engine. And that is why she's very special to my heart. But the thing is, I don't have a Bodmin on my model railway project. And I thought to myself, why haven't I? Now I've got 6 Bullied Pacific models. And I'm just thinking to myself, what if I had a go at renumbering and renaming one of my Bullieds into Bodmin? And that is exactly what I've done. Come look at this. Here she is. Oh, isn't she a beauty? Got the number on the front, 34016. And on the cab, 34016. And I've got a nameplate. Ooh, that's very nice. How cool is that? My very first ever Bodmin model. I mean, I know there's like 1 or 2 like rough edges, but you cannot deny having Bodmin here on the model railway project is pretty fantastic. I mean, the nameplate looks good, but I'm just so pleased of how I've done that front number, 34016. Like, you know, renumbering and renaming a model isn't the easiest thing to do. But, you know, for my very first time, I think I've done all right. So now that it looks like Bodmin, we need it to sound like Bodmin. So how are you going to do that then, Oliver? Well, I've got 2 options. Number 1 is my standard option, where I go and buy a Hornby Bluetooth decoder and just install the Merchant Navy sound profile onto the locomotive. But then I thought to myself, Oliver, this is Bodmin. This is the very first steam engine you've ever seen ever with your life, so you've got to make it special. So how am I going to make it special? Well, my second option was to go with Loksound Decoders. Ooh. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Loksound for actually sending me one of these decoders, because, you know, Loksound, in my personal opinion, it's not a professional opinion, it's just my personal opinion, there's a difference. But yeah, my personal opinion, Loksound do probably the best sound decoders out there. Now, I know there's a lot of other companies that do sound decoders for models, but me personally, I think Loksound do the best. And it's got Bullied on the front, so we know that we've got the Bullied sound installed. Very nice. Now, I have to admit, Loksound are pretty expensive. I think they're like in between £99 to like £110, I think. But I'll leave a link to the website in the description below so you guys can actually have a look and see what kind of cool sounds that Loksound will have on their website. They've got quite a lot of cool stuff, so I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. Go check it out, because sound decoders from Loksound, they are the best, in my opinion. Now, installing these decoders are not the hardest thing to do, but it is a bit of a faff. When I got my decoders, they didn't come with a speaker, unfortunately. But you can go off and buy your own different speakers that's more suitable for the engine of choice. And what you want to do is get your speaker, I had a spare one lying around, and all you have to do is look at the wires. It'll say it on the instructions as well, but all you have to do is solder and iron the speaker to the 2 brown wires. So you've got positive and negative. One brown wire goes on that one, and one brown wire goes on the red one. So, like, you know, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm no expert at wiring and stuff, but, like, you know, I'm doing the best I can. I mean, I'm still learning myself, but all you have to do is just solder on the speaker to the 2 brown wires like so. I mean, it's pretty simple. Again, I recommend a grown-up helping you with this because a soldering iron is very hot and you can burn yourself quite badly. So get an adult to do the soldering iron for you. Very important. And also get someone who knows how to solder an iron because it takes a very unique skill to solder an iron. I mean, I've done soldering iron before and I keep burning myself because, like, you know, I'm no expert. And then once you've soldered the speaker to the decoder, the rest is pretty straightforward. Carefully and in your own way, probably get a grown-up to help you. Remove the body from the chassis. And then on this bit, you'll see there's like little pins sticking out, which I like to call it a 8-pin plug, because, you know, it's got 8 pins and it just, you know, it just plugs into the loco very simply like that. So, like, no soldering iron involved when you install the decoder into the actual model itself. All you have to do is just remove the blanking plate, slot this in place, bosh, you're good to know. So this is it, my very first Bodmin model, and the very first model that I actually renumbered and renamed, and also this is the first time I've installed a Loksound decoder in this model, so a lot is riding on this model, that's for sure. So I've renumbered it, renamed it, fitted a sound decoder by Loksound. Again, Loksound, thank you so much for actually sending me one of your decoders, like, you know, absolutely brilliant. But I want to test the sound, so let's pop this on the tracks and see what it sounds like. Yeah! Okay, so we've got Bodmin on tracks. Let's turn on the sound to see if it works. Function 1. Ooh, I hear some sound. Let me do a quick whistle test. So if we press function 3. Ooh! Oh, okay, that's, I think that volume is actually perfect, actually. It has got a long whistle, so let's do function 2. Oh, that sounds just like Bodmin! Oh, that's amazing. So I think function 5 is coal shoveling. Yeah, I think you're opening up the firebox door. Oh, very nice. I think function 4 is the injector, I think. Yeah, it sounds like the injector. So we'll turn that off. And I think, what does function 6 do? Well, I think that's the cylinder cogs, I think. Oh, I'll tell you what, I don't know about you, but I think the volume on this sounds blimmin' perfect! But I think we need to get it moving. Now again, this isn't the smoothest runner, okay? When it does slow speed, it is absolutely terrible. So I am going to be replacing the chassis and the motor. So hopefully in the future it will run better. But at medium speed, the faster it goes, the smoother it runs. Doesn't make sense, but there you go. So let's get Bodmin moving. So toot the whistle. Oh, let's bring up to halfway power, I think. Here she goes. Oh yeah, she's struggling a little bit. And once she gets up to speed, she'll be a lot better. Well, I've run it in for about 25 minutes and nothing's gone wrong. Hasn't short-circuited, hasn't derailed. I think the only problem I have with it is that obviously at slow speed, the cogs are getting jammed up. I think I've got a damaged cog, which probably needs replacing. Might be an easy fix, or it could be a real pain. I don't know. But anyway, the sound and performance, well, again, at slow speed, doesn't run very smooth, but at 50% speed, it runs very smooth. The sound is incredible. I mean, it looks like Bodmin, it sounds like Bodmin. I'm genuinely very pleased about this. Like, I know this might be a very bold statement, but this is probably because of how custom it is. I think I'd say, and also, you know, with the Loksound, this is probably maybe my, well, one of my favourite models that I have. I mean, I know I've got all of these amazing Bachmann locomotives, like these two Class 20s, for example, both of them are Loksound. The Class 37 is Loksound. But yeah, like, again, like the Class 220s, I bought these like brand new, already fitted with sound, and I think Bachmann use Loksound decoders as well. So, like, me personally, I love Loksound. I think I might actually prefer Loksound more than the Hornby decoders, and like, you know, that is saying something. But like, you know, for Bodmin, oh, you know, I'm so glad that I finally have a Bodmin, and it looks good and sound good. Again, massive thank you to Loksound for sending me a Bully Pacific sound decoder, because, like, you know, these Loksound chips, they are not cheap. But I'll leave a link to their website in the description below if you guys want to, you know, fit sound in your model locomotives. I highly recommend Loksound. The sounds are just amazing. They're very high quality. They're not very tingy at all. They're quite bassy, actually. Again, that depends what kind of speaker you solder to. But no, I love Loksound decoders. I think they're just fantastic. Again, hope you guys approve of Bodmin, and I hope you guys approve the sound as well. Oh, she just looks the business. She looks fantastic. I cannot deny a Bully Pacific on a model railway, especially with some Pullman coaches. It's just amazing. Sorry, I'm just completely speechless now. But that concludes this video for today. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, I've added some signals. That one's a little bit too high. Let me just pop it down a little bit. There we go. I've added some signals. Started adding some fencing to the model railway project. You know, just give it a bit of detail. Finished on the ballast and the grass. It looks fantastic. Still got a lot more detail bits to do. But, like, you know, the railway's definitely starting to come alive now. We've added some hill signs. So that's, you know, again, little details, but... You know, the detailing is the fun part of the model railway project. I mean, again, still lots of work to do, but it's starting to look amazing. But anyway, I'm going to end this video now. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.